ഓം ഭദ്രം കർണേഭിഃ ശൃണുയാമ ദേവാഃ ഭദ്രം പശ്യേമാക്ഷഭിർയജത്രാഃ സ്ഥിരൈരംഗൈഃ സ്തുഷ്ടുവാഗുംസസ്തനൂഭിः യശേമ ദേവഹിതം യദായുഃ സ്വസ്തി ന ഇന്ദ്രോ വൃദ്ധശ്രവാः സ്വസ്തി നഃ പൂഷാ വിശ്വവേദാഃ സ്വസ്തി നസ്താർക്ഷ്യോ അരിഷ്ടനേമിഃ സ്വസ്തി നോ ബൃഹസ്പതിർദധാതു. ഓം ശാന്തി ശാന്തി ശാന്തി. രണ്ടുപേരില്ലേ? ശ്രീദേവി അഥർവ ശീർഷം. ഓം സർവേ വൈ ദേവാ ദേവീമുപതസ്തുഃ കാസിത്വം മഹാദേവീതി സാ ബ്രവീത് അഹം ബ്രഹ്മസ്വരൂപിണി മത്തഃ പ്രകൃതിപുരുഷാത്മകം ജഗത് ശൂന്യം ചാശൂന്യം ച അഹമാനന്ദാനന്ദോ അഹം വിജ്ഞാനാവിജ്ഞാനേ അഹം ബ്രഹ്മാ ബ്രഹ്മണി വേദിതവ്യേ അഹം പഞ്ചഭൂതാന്യപഞ്ചഭൂതാനി അഹമഖിലം ജഗത് വേദോഹമവേദോഹം വിദ്യാഹമവിദ്യാഹം അജാഹമനജാഹം അധശ്ചോർധ്വം ച തിര്യക്ഷാഹം അഹം രുദ്രേഭിർവസുഭിശ്ചരാമി അഹമാദിത്യൈരുതവിശ്വദേവൈഃ അഹം മിത്രാവരുണാവുഭൗ ബിഭർമി അഹമിന്ദ്രാഗ്നി അഹമിശ്നാവുഭൗ തുഷ്ടാരം പൂഷണം ഭഗം ദധാമി അഹം വിഷ്ണുമുരുക്രമം ബ്രഹ്മാണമുത പ്രജാപതിം ദധാമി അഹം ദധാമി ദ്രവിണം ഹവിഷ്മദേ സുപ്രാവ്യേ യജമാനായ സുജ്ഞതേ അഹം രാഷ്ട്രീ സംഗമനി വസൂനാം ചികിതുഷീ പ്രഥമായജ്ഞിയാനാം അഹം സുവേ മമ യോനിരപ്സ്വന്തഃ സമുദ്രേ യ ഏവം വേദ സ ദൈവീം സമ്പദമാപ്നോതി. തേ ദേവാ അബ്രുവൻ നമോ ദേവ്യൈ മഹാദേവ്യൈ ശിവായൈ സതതം നമഃ. നമഃ പ്രകൃത്यै ഭദ്രാयै നിയതാഃ പ്രണതാസ്മതാം താമഗ്നിവർണാം തപസാ ജ്വലന്തീം വൈരോചനീം കർമ്മഫലേഷു ജുഷ്ടാം ദുർഗാം ദേവീം ശരണം പ്രപദ്യാമഹേ അസുരാൻ നാശയിത്ര്यै തേ നമഃ. ദേവീം വാചമജയന്ത ദേവാ താം വിശ്വരൂപാഃ പശവോ വദന്തി. സാ നോ മന്ത്രേഷമൂർജം ദുഹാനാ ധേനുർവാഗസ്മാനുപസുഷ്ടുതൈതു. കാളരാത്രീം ബ്രഹ്മസുതാം വൈഷ്ണവീം സ്കന്ദമാതരം സരസ്വതീമദിതിം ദക്ഷദുഹിതരം നമാമഃ പാവനാം ശിവാം. മഹാലക്ഷ്മ്यै ച വിദ്മഹേ സർവശക്ത്यै ച ധീമഹി തന്നോ ദേവി പ്രചോദയാത്. അതിർഹ്യജനിഷ്ടദക്ഷയാ ദുഹിതാ തവ താം ദേവാ അന്വജായന്ത ഭദ്രാ അമൃതബന്ധവഃ. കാമോ യോനികമലാവജ്രപാണിർ ഗുഹാഹസാ മാതരിശ്വാഭ്രമിന്ദ്രഃ. പുനർഗുഹാ സകലാ മായയാ ച പുരോച്യൈഷാ വിശ്വമാതാദിവിദ്യോം. ഏഷാത്മശക്തിഃ ഏഷാ വിശ്വമോഹിനി പാശാങ്കുശധനുർബാണധരാം. ഏഷാ ശ്രീമഹാവിദ്യാ യ ഏവം വേദ സ ശോകം തരതി. നമസ്തേ അസ്തു ഭഗവതി മാതരസ്മാൻ പാഹി സർവതഃ. സൈഷാഷ്ടൗ വസവഃ സൈഷൈകാദശ രുദ്രാഃ സൈഷാ ദ്വാദശാദിത്യാഃ. സോമപാ അസോമപാശ്ച സൈഷാ യാതു ധാനാ അസുരാ രക്ഷാംസി പിശാചാ യക്ഷാ സിദ്ധാഃ. Saisha Sattvajastamansi, Saisha Brahma Vishnu Rudra Rupini, Saisha Prajapatindra Manavaha, Saisha Graha Nakshatra Jodimshi, Kala Kashtadi Kala Rupini, Tamaham Pranaumi Nityam, Papaharinim Devim Bhukti Mukti Pradayinim, Anandam Vijayam Shuddham Sharanyam Shivadam Shivam, Vyadikara Samyuktam Vitahotra Samanyvitam, Ardhen Tulasitam Devya Bijam Sarvartha Sadhakam, Evamekaksharam Brahma Yadayas Shuddha Chetasaha, Dhyayanti Paramanandamaya Jnanamburashayah, Vangmaya Brahma Sustasmat Shashtam Vaktra Samanyutam, Suryo Avamasrotra Bindu Samyuktashtat Tritiyakaha, Narayanena Sammishro Vayuschadhara Yuktataha, Vichena Varna Kornasyan Mahadanandadayakaha, Hritpundarika Madhyastam Pratas Surya Samaprabham, Pashankushadharam Saumyam Varadabhayahastakam, Trinetram Raktavasanam Bhaktakam Dugham Bhaje, Namami Tvam Mahabhayavinashinim Mahadurga Mahakaruണ്യരൂപിണീം യസ്യാസ്വരൂപം ബ്രഹ്മാദയോ ന ജാനന്തി തസ്മാദുച്യതേ അജ്ഞേയം. അനന്ത യസ്യാലക്ഷ്യം നോപലക്ഷ്യത്തെ തസ്മാദുച്യതേ അലക്ഷ്യ. യസ്യാ ജനനം നോപലഭ്യത്തെ തസ്മാദുച്യത്തെ അജാ. ഏകൈവ സർവത്ര വർത്തത്തെ തസ്മാദുച്യത്തെ ഏകാ. ഏകൈവ വിശ്വരൂപിണി തസ്മാദുച്യത്തെ നൈകാ. അതയേവോച്യത്തെ അജ്ഞേയാനന്ദാലക്ഷ്യാ ജായേകാ നൈകേതി. Shri Jagadambica's greatness, her tattva is revealed. She is Ajñeya, Ananda, Alakshya, Aja, Eka, Naika. So if everything put together, Aham Brahmaswarupini. So what is the meaning of this all? Ajñeya, Ananda, Alakshya. As though you are reading Mandukya Upanishad, you know. No, Chadurtham, Manyande, no. So that Paramatma, whom we call as Paramatma, that Paramatma itself, that Tattva itself is Jagadambika in this Upanishad. That is for in the absolute level, in the Paramarthika Tattva. Now in transactional level, what is her Swarupa? That is said in the next mantra. Mandranam Matrika Devi, Shabdanam Jnana Rupini, Jnananam Chinmayananda, Shunyanam Shunya Sakshini, Yasyah Parataram Nasti, Saisha Durga Prakirtita. Sa Esha Durga Prakirtita. She herself, she alone is known as Durga. Dukkhena Gandhum Yogya. The one who can be known only through great tapas, austerities. Such a tattva is known as Durga. Who is that Durga? Saisha. She alone is Durga. Who alone is Durga? That is said. Who is Durga? She is Mandranam Matrika Devi. among the mantras, there are hundreds of thousands of lakhs of crores of mantras. Among all those mantras, Shri Jagadambika is Matrika, Mantra Matrika. So as I was telling that, so there is one talk is going on. You can also join sometime. And it's Mantra Matrika Pushpamala Stavaha by Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya. Among all the mantras, the greatest mantra is known as Panchadashi. So that Panchadashi is her true nature. Panchadashi, the mantra with 15 letters. So Mantra Matrika Pushpamala Stotram is a composition of Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya, taking one letter of this Mahamantra, Panchadashi, and then a stotra is written on that. So it's actually in one way, if you read, it is a Manasa Puja. You perform Devi's Puja in mind. But each of that sloka starts with one letter. Actually, Shodashi, all the 16 letters of the this Mahamatrika, Mantra Matrika Stotra is Mantra Matrika, means that Panchadashi or Shodashi mantras, one letter is taken and then that is composed by Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya. So, among mantras, there are so many mantras. Among all those mantras, Shri Jagadambika is Matrika mantra, means the Panchadashi mantra. Mandranam Matrika Devi. Devi is that Matrika. That is that Panchadashi mantra is Devi. Shabdanam Jnana Rupini. Among Shabdas, among words, she is Jnana. What do you mean by that? It's a great science, known as Mimamsa. Shabda Mimamsa. See, when you hear a word, how do you understand what it is? Now suppose I am telling one word, okay? Art. Okay. Do you understand anything? I mean, if you know Tamil or Malayalam, you will understand. Others, art means what? See, all of us are hearing the same word, art. But to some, we understand the meaning. To some, you don't understand. So how is that we are able to understand the meaning of a word? Say Mimamsa. So as the Jnana Mimamsa. How the Jnana, how this understanding, the same word I say goat. We understand. So when I say art, kya hai? We don't understand. But if I say Aja, so whoever knows Sanskrit will understand what it is. Now if I say goat, then everybody understands. I mean, English, whoever knows English. So, how is that? What is that process of knowing? When we are listening to a word, something is happening. What is that? That process is known as Jnana Mimamsa. Jnana Mimamsa is not only about the Supreme Brahman, but with Shabda also. So, one of our Shad Darshana, 6 Darshana, one is known as Mimamsa, Purva Mimamsa. Purva Mimamsa is talking or studying, researching deep into this. How the Jnana, Shabda Jnana happens. Says here, the Shabda Jnana, the power of a word to indicate something, that power is Jagadamba. When you hear a word, we are able to recognize a thing. I say flower. Okay? So only, suppose I am not showing this and I say only flower, only those people who understands English, now then, for them just like if I say flower, and then when I say flower, each one of us think about different flowers, not the same. But if I say lotus flower, in all our mind, of course there are also red and white and blue and also are there, but still some common knowledge. If I say Nilotpalam, first I say Pushpa, then I said Padma, then I said Nilotpalam. See, so flower, then a lotus and a blue lotus. See how our mind becomes more and more and more, concentrated, and we are able to come to the point, to the abstract idea. How this is possible? That Shakti is known as Vak Shakti. In Vak, there is a Shakti, there is a power. That's why if somebody calls us, oh my dear sweet person, we become very happy. And the same person says, how idiot. We got upset. See, when we say sweet person and idiot, both are words only. But when we hear the words, the vikara, the emotions, the understanding, the thoughts, they are all different. How is this possible? Because they say that there is a power in the words. That is the greatest power in the universe. There is among the Indian philosophies, one philosophy is known as Spodavada. Spodam is Big Bang. What they call nowadays Big Bang is Spodavada. This is the Vaiyakarana Siddhanta. The grammarians, they have their own philosophy. So they very in deep, they think about how this is possible. By hearing a word, how we are able to understand. That is the primordial energy. The Parashakti is that. Even in Bible also they say, word was with God. The first manifestation is word. What is this word? Om iti. Same thoughts. Om. How this entire universe began? Kandam bhitva viniryado. Omkarascha adhashabdhascha. Now, so in the beginning of the creation, a word appeared. What was the word? Om. Atha. There are two words. First, Om and Atha. So how? What is that? From that only this entire, universe appeared. That power of the word to create, to sustain, to dissolve, to create emotions, to understand, this all power of the word is known as Shabda Shakti. That is Jagadamba. So, Shabdanam Jnana Rupini. She is the power of comprehension in words. Jnananam Chinmayananda. So, two versions are there. In one version is Chinmaya Atita. In another version is Chinmaya Ananda. Chinmaya Ananda is little more appropriate because Chinmaya Atita means the one who is beyond Chit and Maya. Chinmaya. That's also okay. But Chinmaya Ananda, don't cut it, just write there. Another version mantra is there. Mandranam Chinmayananda, Jnananam Chinmayananda. Among the knowledge, among the words, in words, she is the power of knowledge. Among different branches of knowledge. How many branches are there? The innumerable branches are there. Knowledge, there are so many branches. Among all those kinds of forms of knowledge, who is Jagadamba? Chinmaya Ananda. Chidrupini Ananda Rupini. The knowledge which gives us Chit and Ananda. What is that supreme knowledge? The supreme knowledge is that knowledge which gives us Bodha and Ananda, consciousness and bliss. There are different kinds of knowledge. Physics is there, chemistry is there, biology is there, mathematics is there. So like that, so many. The knowledge of music, knowledge of dance, knowledge of, like that, innumerable are there. But among all those forms of knowledge, Sri Jagadamba is Chinmayananda, the knowledge which gives us Chit and Ananda. The knowledge which gives us that consciousness, our supreme consciousness, which will lead to Ananda. So, at the end, that knowledge which takes us to that supreme bliss, that is Jagadamba. That means, that's why, when we study the Upanishad, we'll hear Dve Vidye Vedidavye Paracha Aparacha Iti Yada Tad Aksharam Adhigamyati. There are two branches of knowledge in this world. One is Para, another is Apara. Apara means that which gives us the knowledge of the world. That's okay, Vedidavye. That also we should know. But among all those knowledge, there is another knowledge known as Para. What is that Para? Yaya tad aksharam adhigamyate. By which we will be able to understand that Akshara Brahma, that Paramatman. So that knowledge is known as Chinmaya Ananda. That knowledge which gives us Chit and Ananda, Bodha and bliss. So that knowledge is Jagadamba among all branches of science, known as spiritual science. Jnananam Chinmayananda. So if you say Chinmaya Atita also is okay. Chinmaya Atita means that knowledge which takes us beyond the Chit, means not only knowledge becomes experience. Okay, but Chinmayananda it becomes little more, when we talk about, when we think about, it becomes more clear. Now, Shunyanam Shunya Sakshini. Shunyanam, among voids, Shunya, void. Among voids, Shunya Sakshini. Who is Jagadamba? She is the witness of void. In Indian philosophy, we have one philosophy known as Shunyavada of Madhyandinika Buddhas. In Buddhism, not the present Buddhism what we see, okay? The ancient Buddhism, there were 4 branches of philosophies. One of them were known as Madhyandinikas. They believed that everything is void. What is the ultimate truth? The ultimate truth is void. Why? Buddha said so. What Buddha said? Sarvam Shunyam Shunyam. But what Buddha meant was something, but it became a philosophy known as Shunyavada. Now, Vedanta also says, correct only, but there is someone who is witness of the void. To say that there is something, void means absence. No? So here is the absence of lion. Isn't it? Absence of lion is here. So are we able to understand that? Yes. Why? Because there is somebody who is conscious who can understand the absence. Shunyata or Abhava. In Nayayikas call that Abhava, and then Buddhas call it Shunya. So there is a conscious principle who can recognize the void, Shunya. That known as Shunya Sakshini, the witness of the void, the witness of the, Shunyata. That is known as, that is Chinmayadita, that supreme consciousness herself is that witness who knows this entire Asti Nasti. Astitva also, Nastitva also. Bhava also, Abhava also. Existence also, void also. So there is a conscious principle. Without a conscious principle, even void cannot exist. So if you say there is Sarvam Shunyam Shunyam, who knows this Shunyam? There should be somebody to know Shunyam, no? So there is a, conscious principle who even knows the Shunyam. And that Shunya, that is known as Shunya Sakshini, the witness of void. That is Sri Jagadamba herself. Yasyaha parataram nasti, and she is the supreme truth. There is nobody higher than her. Parataram, than her, there is no one. She is the supreme goddess. She is the supreme consciousness. That is known as that is Jagadamba. Sa Esha Durga Prakirtika. That Tattva, what Vedantins call as Paramatma, that alone is known as Durga in Tantra Shastra. Dukkhena Gandhum Yogya. The one who cannot be, it is impossible for a common man to understand. That's why Durga. Dukkhena Gandhum Yogya means the one who cannot, it is impossible to realize or understand, comprehend the true nature. Whose true nature is difficult to comprehend for common man, that Tattva is known as Durga. That Durga is Paramatma. Who is that Paramatma? That Paramatma is Chinmaya, the Ananda. That, supreme consciousness, which is even the witness of our thoughtless state also. Yasyaha Paradaramna, she is the supreme truth. Tam Durgam Durgamam Devim Durachara Vigatinim Namami Bhavabhitoham Samsararnavatarinīm Tam Durgam Durgamam Devim Durachara Vigatinim Namami Bhavabhitoham Samsararnavatarinīm. Tam Durgam, that Durga. Which Durga? Not the one only who rides on the lion and then kills. That's of course, that is but we are talking about that Durga. Which Durga? Jnananam Chidmayananda Shunyanam Shunya Sakshini Yasya Paradaram Nasti. That Paratmika, Parabrahma Swarupini, that Sachidananda Rupini, that consciousness, pure consciousness, what is known as the Paramatma, Parabrahma Swarupini, Tam Durgam. What is that Durga? Durgamam. Why she is known as Durga? Durgama, Dukkhena Gandhum Yogya. The one who is very difficult for people to understand who she is. Common man cannot even comprehend her because she is beyond na tatra vaggacchati na manaha na vidmaha na vijanimaha kadhamedadanushishyaamiti. Na tatra vaggacchati. Now, to tell something, we should be able to express through words. And the words cannot reach this tattva. Na tatra vaggacchati na manaha. We cannot even comprehend, think or feel through our mind. Na manaha, na vidmaha. Okay, through our intellect, can we comprehend it? No, because it's not an idea. Only ideas can be comprehended by the intellect. Not that also. No. So whatever we have, all our equipments cannot reach it. That's why she is known as Durgama. Then how? That is something known as intuitive knowledge. When all our, ahankara, our all wrong understanding, everything, becomes shanta, then by itself we will know. How is it possible to know by itself, which cannot be known through the word or intellect or a mind? That is known as the Swatajnanaha. What is that? What do you mean by that? Think about sometime, sit down and think, I am. May whom? I am there. Please think, we all know that I am there. I do not know whether you are there, but I am there, I am for sure. Think about how I am getting this knowledge that I am there. Is it because somebody told us you are there? Is it because somebody told that you are there? That's why we came to know. Or because we can feel it, I am there. Is it a feeling? Or is it a thought? Understand that feeling and thought comes and goes. But I am there, It exists always. This is known as Swatatjnanam, a knowledge which is not created. Just understand that much only. Vedanta is trying to tell this only, that no, I am there, you're feeling, no, that is Brahman. That, that knowledge, not feeling, that knowledge that I am there, just abide in that. That's all. No, that's all. But the moment one way ahamasmi, then comes I am a man, I am a woman, I am of this nation, that, this, that. We always connect this aham with so many things. So Tam Durgamam, that is that Durgama. That's why it is impossible for common man to comprehend, because it is beyond words and mind and thoughts. Durachara Vikhatini. What is her nature? How can we actually, if we really want to realize this Jagadamba, what is the doorway? The doorway is Durachara Vikhatini. The one who destroys depravity, the one who destroys all immoral nature. If you really want to experience this Durga, first we have to come out of all kinds of wrong understandings and wrong-doing, immoral things. It's known as Durachara Vikhatini, the one who destroys all durachara, one who destroys all depravities in our life. Then only it's possible. Upanishad also proclaims, the one who comes out of all kinds of negative actions and thoughts, he alone shall be able to progress. Otherwise we can understand, we can write a thesis on Brahman, that's all possible, but the experience is possible only when we come out of all kinds of negative thoughts and actions. So, Shunyanam, what he said, Durachara Vikhatini, the one who destroys the Durachara, one who destroys all kinds of immoral activities. Namami, I prostrate. Why are you prostrating to her? Bhavabhitoham. I am afraid of bhava. No, oh mother, I do not want to be reborn. Because punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jadhare shayanam, iha dustare khalu. No, iha samsare khalu dustare. Kripaya pare pahimirare. Please protect me. Bhava bhitoham. See, the spiritual life only starts that day we are really afraid of bhava. As long as we feel that everything is okay, so long no problem. We can be in the world, we can enjoy the dukkha, sukha, go through this, this cycle of birth and death, no problem. That's what everybody wants. But one day we get actually, disgusted with this. We understand that we are doing the same thing. Every birth we did the same thing. We were born, we grew up, we studied, we got some job, we got married, children were produced, they all went away, one day we died. Again we are doing the same thing. Again we are doing the same thing. Think about it. Not only in human life, think about a cat or a dog. What are everybody's stories same? One day we get that bas ho gaya abhi. When we actually get that feeling of that vairagya, dispassion towards this role, then alone it is possible for us to get moksha. Otherwise, moksha is a very beautiful concept, but moksha is not a beautiful concept. It is a burning desire. When that mumukshutva, moksho me syabhogayabhi, I don't want to go through this again and again and again. Oh Lord, please help me. Bhava bhitoham. Bhavam. Bhava means rebirth. Bhava bhitaha. I am afraid of rebirth. Birth means asti jayate vardate viparinavate apakshiyate. Vinashyati, the same thing. How many times we did? Ho gaya. Please save me. Bhava bhitoham. So to you I do namaskar. Why? Samsara arnavatarini. You are like a boat woman, who takes us across the samsara. Durga Sukta itself is that we said. She is like a boat woman who crosses, who takes us across the samsara samudra. Samsara Arnava. Arnava means ocean. Samsara Arnava means the ocean of samsara. Samsara means what? Samyak sarati. That which is changing at each and every moment is known as samsara. We use the word samsara. What is samsara? Samyak sarati. Sarati means move. Each and every moment it is changing. So this world of change is like Arnava, like an ocean. There is no end to it. How there is no end to the ocean? Like that, it is endless. It is so deep. It is endless. Filled with terrible wild animals. Or sharks and such things are there. That's the samsara. Samsara Arnavatarini. She is one who is capable to take us across the samsara. So I prostrate to that Durgam. Tam Durgam, Durgamam Devim, Durachara Vighatini, Namami Bhavabhitoham Samsara. This should be our last prayer. When we do our Upasana, everything, then we should namaskar with Bhagavati. Please please reveal yourself to me. And destroy all kinds of immoral activities or thoughts which are there in me. Because I do not want to come back to this ocean of samsara. You are the one who helped me to cross over the samsara. So, here ends the second portion of the Atharva Shirsha. Now comes the Bhalashruti. If we chant this Upanishad, this Devi Atharva Shirsham, what is the result? Why? Because prayojana manuddisya na mandobi pravartate. Even a foolish person will not act himself if they say there is no prayojana. If you say that there is no result, there is no result, the thing is going to happen, or you are not going to gain anything, then who will do anything? Now, in order to keep the mind of people into this upasana of chanting and understanding and studying, Bhalashruti is given. So, if you use this Devi Atharva Shirsham for your upasana, etc., what will be the result? The results are shown here. This is like a, advertisement program to attract people. I'm sure you might have heard about Sai Baba. Have you heard about Sai Baba? Satya Sai Baba. There are different Sai Babas, Shirdi Sai Baba, Satya Sai Baba. So, somebody asked Sai Baba, she used to do many miracles, magic miracles. So, somebody asked him, why are you doing all this? Creates ashes, bhasma, things. He said, I am doing all this, that's why people are coming to me. So when they come to me, I talk to them about Gita. I talk to them about Ishvara. I talk to them about the eternal Atman. That's what I talk to them. So in order to attract people, all these are needed. Otherwise, if I just sit there and say that Atma is immortal and all that, nobody will not get. So many Swamis are sitting everywhere and then telling. Who is even listening to them? Nobody. So, because I have all this, they come to me. And then I tell them this only. And they get convinced also, oh, Baba is telling, so it should be truth. So that's all. Like, a flower. Flower is so, there's such a color is there, or if it is in the night, fragrance is there. Why? So that it can attract the insects. Like that, all this Bhalashruti is for that. Because people are actually petty-minded. They only want small things. If they say that, oh, your things will be, they come. But when they come, when they read, sometime first itself they will be just reading. But one day they will start to think, what is this Chinmayananda? That Swami's name is there, Chinmayananda. That is here? Then that's how the process starts. That's why that Bhalashruti is given. Please don't think that, oh, why we should write Bhalashruti. That's also needed. Everything is needed. Idam Atharva Shirsham Yo Adhite Saha Panja Atharva Shirsha Japa Bhalam Avapnoti. So it says, Yaha, if anyone, Idam Atharva Shirsham Adhite. If anybody learns or chants this Atharva Shirsha, which Atharva Shirsha? Devi Atharva Shirsha. Saha, that person, Panja Atharva Shirsha Jaba Bhalam Avapnu. There are 5, he said, no, there are 5 Atharva Shirshas are there. So if anybody reads this Devi Atharva Shirsha, he will gain all the 5, the result of all the 5 Atharva Shirsha. Vishnu Atharva Shirsha, Ganesha Atharva Shirsha, Shiva Atharva Shirsha, Surya Atharva Shirsha, Devi Atharva Shirsha. So just read this. No, say no, if you take 1, 4 will be given to you. This is a tactic, So take 1, in that 1, see this flower, okay. This actual cost of this flower is 10 rupees. Okay. Then they tell us, if you take, then they make, actual cost is 10. But they say 100 rupees. Take 1, we will give you 4 more. Actually only we get, we take a thing of 100 rupees, actually only 40 rupees are there, 60 rupees only. That's how they do. Like that, not that they are mad that they give us, something free. Nothing is free in this world. Everything has its cost. So here it says, if somebody reads this Atharva Shirsha, he'll get the result of all the 4 others also. Package. You read Devi Atharva Shirsham, the bhala of all the 5 will be given to you. Very good. Come. Idam Atharva Shirsham Ajñatva Yo Archam Stapayati Shatalaksham Prajaptvapi Saha Archa Siddhim Navindati. So, 2 ways of attracting people. One is, if you do this, you will get this. If you do not do this, then there are many problems are going to come to you. So, that they are using both techniques. So, if you read 1, all 4 will be given to you. If you do not, Idam Atharva Shirsham Ajñatva, not knowing this Devi Atharva Shirsha, Yaha Archam Stapayadi, if anybody sits for his, Upasana, without knowing Devi Atharva Shirsha, if anybody sits for Devi Upasana, Shatalaksham Prajaptvapi, even if you read 100 lakhs, Shatalaksham, okay, 100 lakhs of japa if you do also, Archa Siddhim na vindati, your Siddhi, you will not get that your Upasana bhala. So without knowing Atharva Shirsha, that is Devi Atharva Shirsha, without knowing Devi Atharva Shirsha, if you take up any kinds of Devi Upasana, no bhala, no result. Shatalaksham prajaptvapi. You have done 100 lakhs of japa, but nothing happens. No anubhava, no anubhuti, no darsana. Why? Because you have not entered through the right path. Which is the right path? You should know the Devi Atharva Shirsha. Then only your upasana will be fulfilled. Shatamashtottaram chasya Purascharya vidhismritaha. So if you want to have the mantra siddhi, okay, if you want to be established in your upasana, you should do purascharanam. Purascharanam means with one mandala you have to complete, japa and all those things. Okay, you have to do japa, dashamsha japa of homa, dashamsha homa of the tarpana, dashamsha tarpana marjana, dashamsha marjana brahmana bhojana. These 5 kriya, if somebody does with a limited time like a 41 or 44 days, then you will get the mantra siddhi. It's known as purascharanam. Now how to do purascharana of this Atharva Shirsha? Can we do Atharva Shirsha purascharana? Because generally purascharana means what? Purascharana means the one mantra, laksha. Suppose you are doing Panchakshari, then Panchalaksha japa of that mantra and Dashamsha. 1/10 of that you have to do Homa, 1/10 of that you have to do Tarpana, 1/10 you should do Marjana, 1/10 you should do Brahmana Bhojana. That is known as Purasarana. Now how to do with this Devi Atharva Shirsha? Shatamashtottara. You have to chant 108 times. If you chant 108 times this home, this the Devi Atharva Shirsha, then it becomes Purasarana. Very easy. No need of lakh, etc. But there are other things. Okay, anyhow. So Shatamashtottaram Chasya. If somebody chants this 108 times, Purascharya vidhismritaha. That is the Purascharana vidhi of Atharva Shirsha. Now, 108 etc. is too much. Okay, so what should I do? Dashavaram padhed yastu sadyah papaih pramuchyate mahadurgani tarati mahadevyah prasadatah. If anybody chants this Devi Atharva Shirsha 10 times, Dashavaram 10 times, padhet, if anybody chants, sadhyah, that moment, papaihi pramachyate, he will be released from all of his sins. Whatever papa we do, if somebody chants this Atharva Shirsha 10 times, he will be released from the results of his sinful actions. And Mahadurgani tarati, whatever obstacles are there in your life, you will be able to cross over them. Mahadurgani tarati. So in your life you see that there are many obstacles coming up, you are not able to progress in your life. What you should do? Chant Devi Atharva Shirsham 10 times. Everything will be taken care of. Mahadurgani, not small obstacles, big obstacles also can be crossed over by chanting this Devi Atharva Shirsha. Mahadevyaha prasadataha, because she is the supreme goddess. Kartum akartum anyada kartum shakyate. She can, remove everything. So with that faith, if somebody chants 10 times, then all obstacles can be crossed over. Sayamadhiyano divasakritam papam nashayati. So every day evening if you chant, okay, then whatever sins we have committed in the daytime will be removed, will be destroyed. If we sit down in the evening and then we chant this Devi Atharva Shirsham with faith, so whatever omissions, whatever sinful actions we have performed in the daytime, that all will be nullified. Pradaradhiyano Ratri Kritam Papam Nashayati. If you chant this Devi Atharva Shirsha in the morning, then whatever sins we have committed in the night will be removed. Sayam Pradaf Prayunjano Apapo Bhavati. So if you chant morning and evening, then you become a saint. Apapaha. There's no more papa will be there, because whatever we have done in the night is destroyed by the morning japa. Whatever we did in the daytime is destroyed by the evening japa. So you become a saint. Very easy. Wow, we never knew this, How easy it is. Now, Nishidhe Turiya Sandhyayam Japtva Vak Siddhir Bhavati. We are supposed to do Trisandhya. We are supposed to do Trisandhya. What are the Trisandhya? Prata Sandhya, Madhyandanika Sandhya, Sayam Sandhya. So we have to do Sandhya, we have to do Upasana, we have to do our spiritual practices in the morning, we have to do the spiritual practices in the afternoon, we should do the spiritual practices in the evening. This is not a Trisandhya. But for the Tantrika Sadhakas, those people who practices Tantra, those people who practices Srividya, etc., for them there is a Sandhya in the night, 12 o'clock also. That is known as Turiya Sandhya, the fourth Sandhya. That's only for the Srividya, Upasakas, etc. Nishidhe, in the night. How mid-noon, like 12 o'clock is the mid-noon, becomes Madhyana Sandhya. For the Srividya Upasakas, there is a Sandhya in the midnight. That is known as Turiya Sandhya. It's very powerful Sandhya. Nishidhe Turiya Sandhyayam Japtva. If somebody gets up in the night and then do this japa in the, in the night, in the Turiya Sandhya, in the fourth Sandhya, Vak Siddhi Bhavati. He will become so eloquent. Whatever he becomes such an eloquent person, he become Vak Siddhi. Vak Siddhi also means whatever he says will become true. If he says, Sukhi Bhava, we will be Sukhi. If they say that, Satputravadi Bhava. So that's what Rishis, we say, Rishis, whatever they say it will become true. That's known as Vak Siddhi. Their words will become true. So this is a Siddhi. If somebody does but cannot be just chanting this, okay, there are so many other things also. But if somebody does that, then he becomes a very eloquent speaker, a very good speaker he becomes. Mitam cha saram cha vachohi vakmita. He'll be able to speak in a precise manner. Our words will become so beautiful, so enchanting. The correct words at the right time. Nutanayam pratimayam japtva devata sanidhyam bhavati. When we are about to consecrate a new vigraha, a new idol is to be consecrated, that time if we chant this, the time of the consecration, all of us saw in Ram Janma Bhumi, that in Ayodhya. So at that time, if somebody chants this, especially for Devi, Devi Pradishtaya, when they are consecrating the Murti of Devi, so that time you should chant this Atharva Shirsha, Devi Atharva Shirsha. If somebody does that, Nutanayam Pratimayam Japtva. If somebody chants Devi Atharva Shirsha at the time of Prana Pradishta, Devata Sanidhyam Bhavati. In that vigraha, in that idol, the presence of goddess will be there. The presence of goddess will be there if somebody chants this, this Devi Atharva Shirsha at the time of consecration of the Murti. Prana Pradishtayam Japtva Prananam pradishta bhavati. This process of consecration is known as prana pradishta. Like, in our body, how pranas are there, physiological functions are there, like that, into that vigraha also, we can do the prana pradishta. We can consecrate these pranas. At that time, if somebody chants this Devi Atharva Shirsha, prananam pradishta bhava, in that vigraha, the pranas will start to manifest. Bhauma Shvinyam Mahadevi Sannidhau Japtva Mahamrityum Tarati. There is one very sacred muhurta known as Amrita Siddhi Yoga. Very famous, known as Amrita Siddhi Yoga. What is Amrita Siddhi Yoga? It's known as the Bhaumashvini. Bhaumashvini means, Bhauma means Mars. Mars, the Graha Mars, okay, that is known as Bhauma. Okay, and Ashwini is a nakshatra. Among the 27 nakshatras, the first nakshatra is known as Ashwini. Bhauma Ashwini means when this Mars and Ashwini nakshatra are together. When we look from the earth, you see that the Mars and Ashwini nakshatras are together. That conjunction of Ashwini and Mars is known as the Amrita Siddhi Yoga. Very powerful yoga. So, if somebody chants this Devi Atharva Shirsha in the presence of Jagadamba, Mahadevi Sannidhau Japtva. At the time, if somebody chants this Devi Atharva Shirsha in the presence of Sri Jagadambika, Mahamrityum Tarati, he will get moksha. Mahamrityum Tarati means he will be never born again. His janma, his birth will be completed. So powerful is this mantra. Samahamrityum Tarati. So Dvivaram, the text is coming to the end, and also Dvivaram Satyam. If you say twice, then it becomes Satya. Trivaram Purnam. Ekavaram, Dvivaram, Trivaram. If you say once, it's okay. Dvivaram Satyam. If you say twice, it becomes Satya. Trivaram, if you say 3 times, Purnam. That's why in olden days, etc., Pradijna has to be done thrice. 3 times has to say. Why? Because it becomes Purna. There's no more coming back. That's why on your marriage ceremony, etc., Jagrata, they say before you take your marriage, vows, oaths, etc., Saptapadi, etc., they say Jagrata. When you about to keep your third Saptapadi's third pada, they say Jagrata. Because if you do the third one, gone. Purnam. Have no way to come back. So, nothing to do here. Here it is about Mahamrityum Tarati. So, again it is telling. You see, Mahadevi Sannidhau Japtva Mahamrityum Tarati. So, Mahamrityum Tarati by repetition to show. One is to show that the text is getting, ending. Also to say that this is the truth. It's not just telling. Sometimes, it's not Arthavada. In Shastra, some places, there will be Arthavada. Arthavada means some stuti, some praise to attract people, some praise will be there. But this is not Arthavada. What is not Arthavada? Bhumascha Shinya Mahadevi Sannidhau Japtva Mahamrityum Tarati. That Amrita Siddhi Muhurta, if somebody do the japa, then you will be able to come out of the mrityu. Means you will come out of this cycle of birth and death. Ya evam Veda Ityupanishate. This is the Veda. Whatever said is the Veda. This is from the Veda itself. This is Veda. This is something to be known. Iti Upanishad. This is Atma Vidya. So this is the Veda to be known. This is that knowledge which liberates us from the samsara. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. We'll chant the first mantra so that we will not stop here. We'll chant again and read and study again. Om Sarve Vai Devaha Devi Upasana Kasitvam Mahadeviti. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha Stirairangaihi Stuštuvagam Sastanubhihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddhashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Starkshyo Arishtanemihi Swastino Brihaspatirdadhatu. Om Swasti, Om Swasti, Om Swasti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.